Yeah, so remember the way we thought the Indiana Fever could afford Temi? Um, yeah, Temi just went for $1 million. Temi just signed $1 million contract. So like Temi cost almost as much as cost more than Kelsey Plum. It in fact cost more money to sign Temi than it costs to sign Kelsey Plum. The Toronto Tempo, I don't know what the hell they're doing. But Temi, this is the biggest overpay of free agency. Temi in her career has never averaged more than 7 points per game. And I get it. A really, really, really good defender. But like, former standout with the Valkyries, fifth best starter on the eighth best team, just got paid $1 million. $1 million. And you know what? Fair play. I gotta say, fair play to Temi. Because Temi absolutely could end up being like, it ended up doing quite well. And this is somebody who was in and out of the WNBA for a while. And it's good to see Temi, I guess. Like, making money, seems like a good person, was a good leader for those Indiana Fever things, at least on the floor was a good leader. Like, obviously, there were some people, like, there were some issues behind the scenes that, which is, I think, why they kind of almost let her go, and there were some issues there. But, like, we all know on the floor, she was fantastic. And I think all of these, like, positive things were like, you know what, she's been on a near minimum deal for a while. She was a reserve free agent. This is a player that for me, I'm like, okay, yeah, was a really, really nice, would be a really nice option. And I remember saying it, and I went, this was a quote from me. The only player that the Fever could afford, the best player the Fever might be able to afford is Temi. So that's why they have Maisha Hines-Allen. Temi probably made double. The power forward market is crazy. And you know what? I don't begrudge the Indiana Fever for the situation they put themselves in. The only thing I begrudge the Indiana Fever is not doing what they could to pull the trigger on a deal to get Aaliyah Edwards last year. Because the Indiana Fever had the assets to get Aaliyah Edwards. And I do feel like Aaliyah Edwards with this lineup could have been fantastic. But like, there's no big centers. There's no big centers. It is what it is. And I gotta say, this is this is not the ideal situation. But look, I'd rather not give Temi $1 million. I'd rather not like run with what we have than give Temi $1 million. Like, I have genuinely no idea what they're supposed to be doing in this scenario. Because like, this is the cost of a good power forward. Like, I think in general, it's it's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one because you're kind of hoping that you're able to sign someone on the minimum. And then look, even overseas, unfortunately, this is not a position where there's a lot of people overseas. Like, you're not going to find a Cat Westbeld right now, but Cat Westbeld's not even really at that much of a starter level. But you're not going to find those type of players. And if those type of players exist, like Valo Ayayi, the Phoenix Mercury have already signed them. Or the New York Liberty have already signed them. Any of the players that exist that could be these really, really good power forwards that are kind of on the margins, maybe other teams haven't realized how good they are. They're all signed by other teams already. Like, you're kind of in that situation where it is, you are now absolutely screwed. Like, you're absolutely screwed. Because unless you have that player under contract already, you already had the players. Because a lot of the best power forwards have taken pay cuts. They've taken pay cuts to play with the Sparks. They've taken pay cuts to play with the Liberty. Like, Sparks and the Liberty, both two of the best ones. Azare cost $1 million. And by the way, I thought Azare for $1 million might have been an overpay. I actually thought at the time Azare for $1 million was maybe an overpay. But like, if Temi's going to cost you $1 million, it's going to be tough. Like, when Alana Smith is costing you $1.2 million, it becomes really tough. And I'm not even going to blame the front office. Like, we can't afford these players. Like, the only way we could have afforded someone like Temi is if they decided that they were going to leave Lexi and Sophie on the behind. Not one, both. And they chose Mo Billings, who I actually do believe Mo Billings, not the defensive player Temi is, but a much better offensive player than Temi. So I'm okay with the Indiana Fever choosing Mo Billings over her. That being said, it's the market was just not in a good place for the Indiana Fever to put together a contender. That says $1 million crazy market would go for Temi. Yeah, fair play to her and fair play to her agent. Fair play to her agent. She was top 5 defensive center last season. Big effort. They weren't able to get Shakira Austin. And then again, the big problem is that like she can play the 4-5, and then you've got Shakira Austin playing the 4-5, and that team also has Lauren Betts. Like, a lot of teams just have stockpiled these 4-5 assets. Like, if I'm the Indiana Fever, maybe I'm trying to go and say, fuck it. I'm going to let's trade for Louisa Geisel-Suter. Because it's really tough. It is really, really tough for for a team to go out of their way and like find a power forward on the cheap. And that's why Dugalich went 9 in the draft. Like, Dugalich is a 6-year senior who would have possibly went undrafted coming out after a super senior season. Dugalich is like a week younger than Aaliyah Boston. She's like a week younger than Aaliyah. And she went 9 because nobody knows, like, the power forward position is so weak. And in next year's draft, by the way, there's like no good ones either. In the draft the year after, obviously there's Sarah Strong. But like, I have no idea. I actually have no idea what is going to be happening long term with the with this whole power forward shortage. And the problem is the Indiana Fever chose, like, had the Indiana Fever chose Shakira Austin over Alyssa Smith, we're in a different scenario. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not, but we probably are in a different scenario. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Fair play to Temi making $1 million. Fair play. Fair play to her agent. And yeah, it was never coming back to Indiana because we were never giving her $1 million. Anyway, see you guys.